Welcome back to Twin Terror. I'm David.
And this is Punky. Punky wants a good head scratch right now, huh, buddy?
He matches the cat in Gary's background there.
Yeah, exactly. Punky decided he's going to be the guest reader today.
Yes. Maybe he'll lay down. You can flop cards on his belly.
That's about what's going to happen. I think what he wants is treats. Treats and a neck scratch right now.
I can only imagine. So, Gary wants to read about politicians finding out, basically, as the constituents of the MAGA and conservative group known as Republicans these days start finding out that all the things that they allegedly voted for, like low gas prices and low egg prices and ending inflation, isn't happening. Maybe at some point a politician might hold a town hall, which they don't do anymore because they don't want to face their constituents. Now it's going to get even better, and explain to them why is it that prices haven't come down like they promised. But better yet is going to be the non-town halls that do not happen after Congress comes up with their new budget, where they start basically trying to get rid of Medicaid and make severe cutbacks to other programs that help out folks, let's say folks in rural communities who tend to vote very conservative in their politics. All of a sudden, their lives are going to get very inconvenient and very expensive. And that's not what they voted for. Now, I'll keep my mouth shut on what they did vote for. But if concentration bamps means anything to you Monty Python fans out there.
He's right,
That's right. Mr. Hilter.
Yes.
Yeah. So Gary wants to read on the satisfaction of GOP voters currently, and then dovetail it into will the politicians actually listen to their constituents, or are they just going to continue to do what's best for them to be reelected, rather than do things that that they promised said they were going to do?
Yeah, right now the average MAGA voter might be really pleased with how everything is going.
Well, yeah, they're going to ban They're going to ban paper straws and put plastic ones back in use.
That's right, and all the brown people, they're gone.
That's right. The border problem's fixed. The executive order signed.
Yeah. Shame about those egg prices, though.
Clearly a Biden problem.
Yes, those damn Democrats.
Well, it's funny because now they're like, well, it's bird flu and the president doesn't control egg prices. Like, yeah, we've been telling you that forever, but that's not what the other guy told you. And you just, goalposts. Whew, there they go.
All right. So for entertainment purposes only, how's your average Republican MAGA voter feeling about how things are going right now? Foundation, the reading King of Wands. Trump is getting things done.
Yep, he's got all the important things done. He's gotten rid of paper straws. That's pretty much his signature move there.
Hey, that penny's just about ready to go too. Next thing he'll try and tackle something really difficult, like should we stay on alternating daylight savings time and standard time, or should we go just to one or the other?
Hard hitting.
Yes. The challenge is the judgment card. He's doing a lot of stuff, but ultimately he's going to do something that's going to have to make you stand up and be counted. Yeah, everything's going great right now, until somebody puts out an eye. And then when somebody puts out an eye, who are you going to blame? Because you can't blame the Democrats. They're not in control. They don't have the House. They don't have the Senate. They don't have the Supreme Court. This is all Trump. This is the Trump show. Da, 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 da. Underneath it all is the illusion and delusion, 7 of Cups. It's just, hey, you we're sold a bunch of mirror tricks, right? You know,
Snake oil.
exactly. And now you have to make sense of this. You know, all these promises, all these things that were going to get fixed, and all these things are going to be great. And you're seeing that not everything is what you thought it was. You know, it's like when we were kids and, you know, we were ordering stuff from the comic books, and you ordered that the giant Frankenstein monster with the glow in the dark spooky eyes.
6 feet tall.
6 feet tall. And it was just a vinyl poster with two glow in the dark stickers that you put over his eyeballs.
Yep.
It was very frightening. In the past, the Six of Pentacles, it was overselling, under delivering. You know, hey, here are all the great things I'm going to do, and here's some shekels for you. Here's your plastic straws back. Gulf of America, you know, that problem solved, because that was always a problem. Current situation, the Fool on a new journey. You know, it's here's all the great things that I said I'm going to do. It's not exactly what you were expecting, and we're going down a path you were not expecting us to go down.
Yeah, I think that you've nailed that one there. What they voted him for and what he's doing aren't necessarily the same thing. It's like, you know, if you ask him to make the connection, I thought he was going to lower egg prices and lower gas prices. How come they haven't gone down?
Yeah.
But plastic straws. Yeah, how does that lower your egg prices?
Exactly.
How does getting Canada be the 51st state or buying Greenland help you with your eggs? I'm a little confused here.
Yeah, I hear you. And then, you know, with these tariffs that are about to go in effect, you know, that cost of that Diet Coke that you're sipping is about to go up if it's an aluminum can. Just saying. And let's not talk about the next pickup truck you want to buy.
Oh God,
that's going to get a little more expensive too.
Yep.
Overarching energy is the emperor. Well, you elected a king. What did you expect? He's sitting on his throne, doing everything he said he was going to do. It's just, you know, once again, his sea monkeys don't look like the cartoon picture. You know, the package of sea monkeys did show up, but it ain't what you thought it was going to be. Lesson to be learned, Knight of Wands. You know, maybe you should think before you act. You know, you wanted him to take action. He's taking action, but you know what? It's those X-ray glasses that you want. They're not going to allow you to see underneath someone's clothes. It's just a picture of like a skeleton on the lens of the eyeglasses. Outcome is the Hermit. They have to find a new path forward. Just sort of understand, how did we get here? We weren't expecting to be going down having this adventure and this journey. Now we're gonna have to stop and do a little introspection.
Well, the Hermit card for me is always the find out part, right?
Yeah, that's the find out part. Is this card right here? Stopping and look. It's, you know, slow down, stop, and start paying attention to what's going on in front of you. One step.
The whole part of F around and find out is the find out part of it.
Yeah,
right?
well, that's
if you're not paying attention, you know, it's like, wait a minute, they're going to take away my farm subsidies. I'm not the welfare queen; it's the brown person.
Yeah,
I'll take away my food stamps. Yeah, you voted against your interests. Way to go! I didn't think you'd actually do it.
It's so funny. We started this video at 3:00 on a Sunday. We both had to go to the store. When I was going to the store, I just happened to go by the car wash. There aren't of course, it is the middle of February. We're not having the best weather, but boy, oh boy, where there are a lot fewer people out there working on those cars today.
Oh, okay. I mean, the staff.
Yes. Yeah. And then the day laborers, they were not doing a whole lot of day laboring today.
I would be curious if you rolled by, which is what you're referring to. So at the Home Depots out here, you'll have a lot of guys that just sort of hang around in clusters of like 3 to 10. uh, guys. They're just waiting to get picked up to do day labor stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And with the threat of ICE coming by, geez, you wouldn't even need anything. Just have ICE, go to every Home Depot and don't even have to go in the store. You go in the parking lot.
Yeah, and and granted, things are a lot more tolerant here in the Bay Area, but they, people have to be careful, especially if they have a reason to be careful.
And again, the guys that are out there, they're not necessarily illegal immigrants or undocumented workers. They're guys that are just trying to pick up some work.
Yep. But they're going to get, rounded up with everyone. It's not just the illegals that they're trying to get rid of.
We have to get rid of the term illegal because that's been a catchphrase of the Republican Party for decades. They're undocumented.
Okay. They're more than willing to get rid of the undocumented immigrants and the people that love them.
Yeah. Heck, they're even saying why stop there? Let's get rid of other immigrants too who are here with documentation.
Exactly.
But as Elon and Vivek told us, we're a bunch of idiots who don't know what we're talking about. We need all the H-1B visas we could possibly get because they work for pennies on the dollar relative to an American worker.
Yeah.
And then you can, work them into the ground, make them part of your Doge hacking committee and have a great time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to get a mood on Republican politicians as we are midway through February and budgets are coming up and they're going to have to get this thing on the table here. What are they thinking about their constituents? Not the big donors, but the people who actually provide the bulk of the votes.
Yeah.
What are their thoughts on these people? Are they scared? Do they not give a flying poop? What's going on with that? In a related story, they care about the oligarchs. They care about the oligarchs. That's their re-election money. They don't care about the individual people. They care about the oligarchs because the oligarchs finance their campaigns. And they'll just tell you, they'll tell other people what they're doing, how they're making their life better. But let's kid nobody. They're making the oligarch life better. And I think they're preparing their messaging that when they go out with this budget that's coming up, they're getting prepared for how they're going to spin it. They've won all the houses. It's budget time. We have to work on the budget. And because they want to give tax breaks to the wealthy, they want to cut services to the non-wealthy and make the non-wealthy pay more than their fair share while not having the wealthy pay their fair share. Overarching energy, though, is who are they willing to be judged by? Who do they care if they're judged by? I think they look at the average voter as kind of sheep, if you will, that, with enough advertising dollars, you can convince them to follow your message regardless. Lesson to be learned. I think there might be some Republicans, more than one, that might have some difficulty getting reelected. Troubled waters to calmer shores and leaving. I don't think they're planning on holding many town halls. And, even though they've won, they're not really winning. They're not supporting their constituents. People are going to be upset. People are going to be very upset by this. It's going to be a slow buildup as this goes. It's not going to be, March is going to be a wake-up call for people. It's not like they're going to be rioting in the streets, but because it takes a while for the budget to kick in and impact their lives. What's been funny / interesting is that it's been Trump's executive orders that have very rapidly impacted their lives. Mm-hmm. So the find out portion happened quickly after the decision, as opposed to the find out portion happens months after the decision. And, your right-wing media is not going to tell them the things that they need to hear. They're just going to let them find out themselves. I guess was it? I heard a story. It might have been on Midas Touch about was it Arkansas or someplace like that, or Mississippi. Their electric bill, their utility bills went up $100 a month, and people were starting like, "Oh my God, what the heck happened?" Well, apparently one of the programs that got suspended was a grant to this state to help people with their utility bills.
Mm-hmm.
And it was to the tune of about $100 a month, and it's no longer being funded, or that funding's not being provided. So they get to pay it. I think that's going to be a theme with red states. They are takers, or if you want to use the Republican term, they're eaters.
Oh, is that the term they use?
Yeah, actually, my brother-in-law has used that term. It's the term "eater" is used for people, the folks that the oligarchs don't think really provide any benefit to society. So somebody, and for the audience listening, these are not my ideas, these are not my feelings, but I'm just sharing with you. An eater would be somebody who's on disability. They are taking funds from the government and basically providing nothing back from these other people's points of view.
Right.
They're not a valued member of society like an oligarch would be. Even they're like peasants, but they're even peasants who can't like toil 16 hours a day.
What use are they, right?
Exactly. All they do is eat. All they do is consume resources and provide nothing back. That's the kind of mindset that you're fighting against here.
That's very uplifting and positivism, isn't
it? Welcome to your father's GOP.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Yeah, because so the budget's coming up in March. We'll do a reading on that, I'm sure, coming out.
That's worthy of its own reading. Agreed.
Yeah. Just maybe a quick four-carder right now. Just the current energy on the budget. How will the voters, the GOP voters, react to how the budget?
Why are you throwing on the budget? I thought we were doing F around and find out. Why don't you find out? Are the politicians going to suffer for their support of oligarchs in the budget? Come on, let's stay focused on the title here. I'm not going to know how to title this. You keep pulling stuff like this.
Okay, how are the politicians going to fare after the budget comes out? Okay. Let the sun shine. Everything will be very clear to them.
Well, it should be clear to the people that they purportedly represent.
Well, yes, but we got to keep on focus. Otherwise, you'll never know how to title this.
There you go. Stay on message.
Yeah. They're going to have to come up with some new messaging. But, they're going to have to start. Okay, so you got the sun card, basically the truth is out there. There's no hiding from it. There's much joy and happiness that's going to come from this. They're going to have some new messaging. They're going to be very thoughtful about, hey, here are the things of value that we're going to bring. But this is not an active card. This is more of a passive. You're just going to have to wait for all the good things to come. Because we're the government and we've got your best interests at heart. Underneath it, the Knight of Cups, the false friends. But in the meantime, we'll give you some plastic straws.
That's awesome.
I think what I'm seeing from this, and granted, maybe I've got a little bit of bias here, so maybe I can sort of try and hit it up the middle here. They're going to be pleased with the budget. They're going to come out with some creative messaging on it. The budget is not. It's not going to provide a lot of relief right away. Whatever things of value that budget have, it is not up front and center. This is something it's in the background, sort of watching. But they're saying, hey, we're as far as Congress goes, we did the best we could, and here's a plastic straw. It's not the end of the world, but it's not what the constituents heavily value, I would say.
Yeah, what I'm getting on that same part is I got the find out part that the budget keeps all the money up top and gives crumbs to the folks underneath. Um, the elections again are going to be in 20 months or so from when the budget comes out, or 18 months from when the budget comes out, and how they're messaging on money. It's going to have an impact if they don't do something to help marginalized people. I think they're going to have a problem on their hands this side of rigging votes on an election. Now, maybe the votes weren't rigged on the election. They were, but maybe they weren't. At least maybe not down to the House of Representatives candidates or the Senate candidates, potentially.
Yeah, Trump was very focused on Trump.
Yeah. The tariffs will take a while to hit people, for them to really understand what's going on, because Trump is still sending out the message that other countries pay the tariffs and we don't, and his supporters don't listen. They listen to him, they believe him, and they don't do anything to educate themselves because they don't feel like it's needed. They were told they're not impacted. That's good enough for them.
Right.
Because remember, militaries, religious organizations, anything with a very strict black and white hierarchical structure, the best thing you can give is blind faith to the people above you. That's your greatest gift. If you're an eater, the only thing you could do is give blind faith, because anything you dare question, dear leader, you're not a true faithful follower. You're a rhino.
Yep. You're not a patriot.
Exactly. Which is why some idiot started that messaging. It's patriotism to pay more money for goods. Folks, if you can save, if you can put some money to the side, do so. If you can simplify your life, do so. If you get like my mother, if you get like Sunset and Home and Garden and Country Living and all these freaking magazines that they almost give away for free, but you still pay $11.99 or $12.99 for these things, you might consider just canceling those subscriptions and taking the $50 a month that you spent on magazine subscriptions and just putting it aside, or buying some food and stocking up the larder, because things are going to get expensive.
Yep. Yes, they are. Laura and I were in Costco, and I threw a case of beer into the cart. The beer I bought happened to be in cans. I said, just wait a month, man. Watch how the price of this goes up.
Yeah.
I'll be drinking beer in bottles.
And if they get rid of the tariff, the price will stay the same, because you've gotten used to paying that fee. So why not turn that into profit?
Indeed. All right.
Thank you, everyone, for watching this video and supporting our channel. We do appreciate it.
Yes, if you like these videos, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe. We put out a new video every day at midnight. Leave a comment. I read them all and respond to many. And there's 5 people I'd like to say hi to from the comments.
I finally found that part on the studio where it shows you who's posted up like a bunch of comments over the past 28 days or something like that.
Oh, really? I didn't know that existed. I just recognized the names.
There's something on the bottom of the studio. If you look at, you'll see.
I'll have to check that out, because there are some people whose names I don't recognize, because it's either they've got the privacy up on their user ID.
What, the purple background with the white letter D on it doesn't give you all the clue you need?
Or the user ID is like P2LDJK.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Where it's encrypted, right? It's just like, okay, that's just not going to stick. But the first person I'd like to say hi to is La Cheshire Chat, an American in Paris, as it were. I guess American in France. I don't know if she's actually in Paris.
Okay.
You get to go back
for them. They're living abroad and living the good life. Why would you come back here?
Now we may have some duplicates here, so I apologize if I'm giving duplicates and not calling out newbies. Aileen Levin. Oh dear.
High integrity. She takes our good readings and our bad readings.
Yeah, she looks at what we're doing and says, "Oh my God, I'm not making any more sense."
I can't wait to go back to Sterling and Linda and get some reasonable readings.
Chris Queen.
Chris Queen is a king.
Yeah, Chris
Boss.
Queen is a king.
Tell you like it is. Would probably do really well as a Republican politician. It's so refreshing.
Or maybe a lead prosecutor.
Yeah, there you go.
Or how about need a break 365? Who doesn't need a break 365?
A special prosecutor.
Ooh.
All of that person's lead. They are a born leader.
All right, and finally,
or an amazing trumpet player. One of the two.
We're going to wrap it up with Denise A5952.
And we're wrapping up with Denise. Denise, don't let life get you down. All these little setbacks will just set you up for something really good that's happening just around the corner.
All right.
Just around the corner.
Good. You gotta make Dave work for it. Secret card today is the Fool. We are on a new path. We're on a new journey. We're gonna find out. Everyone's, we're gonna just have to sit back and see where this path is gonna take us.
All right.
Hopefully not over a cliff.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Take care.